numbers. Their narrative is crumbling. The whole psyop is crap. We all know it. They know it. Okay? But the thing about it is, it's like it's got to achieve critical mass where everybody just goes along and gets their QR code and, becomes the sheep that they already are, right? So we got to show these people that there's a lot of us. I see about maybe, I'd say 5,000 people right now. Am I wrong? I see how many? 2.5? Yeah, it's about 5. Anyway, I'm going to introduce this gentleman. I'm just asking you guys, please, every week, make a commitment, come out to a few of these. We're here every week. Strength in numbers, you're absolutely right, exactly. All right, so I just want to introduce a man who's a very hardworking businessman, entrepreneur, comes from a hardworking Italian family. One of us, salt of the earth. Very good guy. I've got to know him a little bit over the last few weeks. He's attended some of our rallies too, so he's the real deal. Some people say he might be running for mayor as well. I'd like to introduce to you Danny DeSantis.
Thank you, everybody. DeSantis finally makes it, Queen's Park. So I want to say a couple things. And yes, action is definitely what I want to talk about. First, I want to talk about the political establishment. There's no lie that they will tell to hold power at your expense. The mainstream media is a vehicle that is used to protect these corrupt institutions and enrich themselves. It's for real. It's what's happening. And it's been happening for a long, long time. The establishment have trillions at stake and partners with these people that don't have your good in mind. If we run our campaign, I'm not even doing this. I'm going to do it like this because I think you guys all understand about what's happening with the politicians. You understand what's happening with mainstream media. They've indoctored the people and they lie to the people. They've done an unjust. I don't need to do this, ladies and gentlemen, and I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. I've been here from day one, and the first time I came here, I tried to realize, can I connect with these people? And every time I come and I see people genuine, now I'm a little pit bull, that's for sure. I'm ambitious, I'm hungry, and I did very well. And I want to do well for the people. I want to fight for humanity because it's the right thing to do. So this is what I ask people. And I know that a lot of people don't believe in the political arena, the political system, and to be quite frank, nor do I. But you got to give it a shot. We need people on a school board trustee level that want to run, because our kids right now are starting to get indoctrinated and they want to inoculate with vaccinations. This is unheard of. We need people that understand our ideology and put them in power. And I understand, guys, people have lost the faith with these politicians and we lost our chance with the federal election. But we do have a provincial, and I might be, I don't know. But down south, I want to let everybody know there's a beautiful governor down south putting every single United States of America resident fighting for freedom right now. You're watching it. There's no doubt about it. And maybe soon, if the people permit me, then I will put my name and I will fight for the people. You're watching an unorthodox individual. I'm not a politician. Quite frankly, I'm not interested. But I gotta fight. I gotta give it a shot. I have to give it a shot. So if the people want a change, if they want a real change, someone that understands what it takes. I stand here not as a conservative, not as a liberal, not as MEP. I stand here for one party, and that's the city of Toronto, and I'm going to fight tooth and nail, and we're going to make it happen. Woo. I want to reach out to some of the speakers and leaders here. There's a lot of division that we've seen, even with me. and we need to come together. It's very important. I get it. You know, people have a problem, and, you know, united, we're going to win. Divided, we're going to lose. You know, we're going to bump heads. I get it. And sometimes you won't get along with everybody. But we need to come together. This is a family over here. I see good, genuine people. And we're awoken. We know what's happening. So all I ask you is this. If you believe that we need a change, I need your support. I can't do this myself. I'm 5'9". I can't do this myself. I need your support. And with support, I'm not here seeking money. No, that's not what I'm seeking. I'm seeking your support. And support means tell your neighbor, tell your friends that there is a DeSantis. There might be a DeSantis in the north. It's funny enough, I just got the DeSantis in the north hats. And I'm not selling these. As a matter of fact, I'm giving them away today. I don't have many, but we have some. So that's my message to people. We need to come together, because the divide is going to crush us. And this is where we are today. You know, if there are people that want to run on a school board trustees level, I'm watching our kids. They're attacking our kids. And we see someone over here that wants to run for Pickering mayor. I just met her right now, and I met some people that want to run in Oshawa. And maybe we can help. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you for your time. And I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to leave it at this. You know, with me, you could take it all away from me. Honestly, you could take my fortunes away. And I did very well. You could take my reputation away. But you'll never take my freedom away. Never. You'll never take my freedom away. And that's what you're going to get down at City Hall if I run. I promise you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Let's have a little fun. Let's get the crowd going here a little bit. I think we should call one of our good friends. His name is Doug Ford. I think he needs to hear from us. What do you think? Yeah! I'm going to dial him up. On the count of 3, we're going to yell, "Let's go, Doug Ford." Okay? Speed dial. Are you ready? Hold on here. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, Doug Ford! Do it again!
Let's go, Doug Ford!
One more time!
Let's go, Doug Ford!
Bye, Dougie Ford! Listen, I want to elaborate a little bit on what Dan said about taxes. Why are we paying taxes? I'll tell you right now, I haven't paid my taxes. See this? Past due. This is my 6th notice, and they haven't done anything to me. And next time they write, I'm going to tell them I want to take them to court. Why are we giving taxes to people that lock us down and shut down our small businesses? We don't need to pay that. They're taking away our parks, our beaches, our schools. So I'm encouraging you now. The next time you get this bill, write a nice little letter, say no thank you, not until Dougie's in jail or something like that. We can use that money for our children, to keep these small businesses running, and a whole bunch of other nice things. And I have someone to speak on the legal aspect of that. I hope that's legal. Our good friend Lisa Robinson, paralegal, she's going to take the mic. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness, look at everybody out here. I think I love you all. You guys are truly amazing to be here for such an amazing sight. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I want everybody to take out their cell phones. Everybody take out your cell phones. No, we're not going to pass them around. Once you have your cell phones out, I want you to go to Google. No, there's a reason why we're going to Google. And now I want you to type in "died suddenly." Across the top, you're going to see the news. I want you to click on that. It's right there next to all the images and videos. What you're going to see is you scroll through all the pages and pages of people of all ages, different ethnic groups, different religions, different lifestyles. babies, teenagers, parents, sisters, and brothers, all who the news reports as being people who have died suddenly. There are children and teenagers that will never have the chance to grow up. They will never have the chance to fall in love. There are children who are forced to grow up without a sibling, without a mother, without a father, and yet the government keeps on pushing this experimental drug on its citizens and says, well, they had an underlying issue. To any one of those people who happen to die suddenly. A statement now that is said by many as if it is okay that they died because they had an underlying issue. All of these people have had their lives stolen from them. And for what? To regain their freedom so they could get on a plane, perhaps they could go to a restaurant, enjoy a sporting event, or so they could just play a game or join a team with their friends. My heart and prayers go out to each and every one of those families. And now I ask that you too can share in their stories and their names so they can live in all of our hearts forever. Because every life counts and every life matters. Thank you. Now, using our cell phones again, this here is a little bit more educational for just a moment, is that if you go into Google once again and you type in the word CanLii, that is CANLII, CanLii.org will come up. Now this is a website that will provide each and every one of you with access to court judgments from all Canadian courts, including judgments from the Supreme Court of Canada, which is our highest court, all the way down to our federal courts and to our tribunals. You will also have access to all the statutes, regulations, charters of rights, human rights, employment law, all the laws. So please, I ask you to go there and empower yourself with the knowledge of the law. Now, whether you believe in this experimental drug known as a vaccine, or if you don't, you need to spread the word and do your research first before making the decisions to have innocent children vaccinated. Pharmaceutical companies and governments are the only ones benefiting from during this global experiment. Within the pharmaceutical sector, you will see in CanLii reoccurring breaches in ethical standards in order to achieve speedy approval for their products. Is this sounding familiar? Generally, pharmaceutical companies conduct their trials in developing countries on the impoverished sick and where ethical standards are a little bit more lax. This industry has been accused of killing thousands of people. You will see in CanLii that millions upon millions of dollars that Pfizer and the other pharmaceutical companies have paid out for being found guilty or for themselves pleading guilty for liability on their experimental research on the children. This is why the pharmaceutical companies have signed agreements with our governments to be exempt from all civil liability arising from these shots. And everyone needs to understand what kind of grave danger comes from having agreements like this put in place with our governments. Yes. The abuse of power that our federal and provincial governments have created proves that they do not care about you. They do not care about you. They do not care about your children. They don't care about any of us. A government who refuses to hold a pharmaceutical company liable for adverse reactions or deaths that are caused to its people by a way of an experimental drug does not care about its citizens' well-being. Yes. You will see in researching Pfizer, when you go into CanLii, that it has been instances where alternative proven treatments have been also known in this case. And even in the cases there, the nearby Doctors Without Borders centers, they wouldn't even discuss this with their patients. This too is sounding really familiar, isn't it? This is not a conspiracy. It is custom for Pfizer researchers to continue giving doses of experimental antibiotics or vaccines to children, even if they had a severe adverse reaction. In one particular example, in Canlee, despite a child having a frozen eye and declining health after their very first dose, the researchers continued to give that child another dose. And that child died 3 days later. Their spokesperson said, and I quote, in regards to clinical failures, and perhaps the death of the children could have resulted from low dosing. Now, for the children that participated in that control group, they were administered 1/3 of the recommended dosage. That is the same dosage, 1/3, that the pharmaceutical companies are now pushing to start giving our innocent children. They no longer need to use human subjects in developing countries because our government has allowed them to do it here. Experiment on you and experiment on your children without any kind of consequence.
Yay.
Now, I'm not giving anyone any kind of medical advice as I stand up here, or I'm not telling anyone not to participate in these experimental vaccines. That is your choice. I just wanted everyone to know that Pfizer and the other pharmaceutical companies have copious amounts of criminal findings against them. So now you're going to ask yourself, well, what can we do?
I'll pop back on a little bit.
Well, I can tell you what I'm going to do.
All right. Talk to you in a bit.
As a paralegal and as a notary